Like for me, it was important to have a schedule, have good games, and have the chat excited about the content. Because if they were bored, then I would be like dying. So
For sure. All right, we're into it.
yeah, MBL playing as Slavs in Game 6 of T90 Series number 8. Played with no wall mod, co-casted by Riotdash. And then we have Indians for Tatoh, a civ we haven't seen yet. And this is Acropolis. As I said, there's very few trees on your elevated mountain or hill here. You have a main gold and a main stone, and then everything else will be at the bottom of your hill. And it's tough to lock it down when you cannot wall.
Yeah, this is interesting. I'm trying to just take a look at the base layouts. Tato's TC is just like very far forward. It's kind of
it's like MBL has been using hacks or something, because almost every single game we can talk about how Tato's base is worse than MBL's.
Yeah, I mean, look how close MBL's gold and stone are to his TC. Like they're basically defensible.
Yeah,
from just TC fire. Like
yeah. The only issue would be, I mean, this is kind of a small thing because I guess he's going for the wood in the corner, but
right.
the wood lines for Tatoh, if he chooses to lumber camp on his hill, and he is, it's kind of behind his TC, but still that's exposed.
Yep.
So Slavs versus Indians. I think if this is Arabia, we see Slavs go with man-at-arms. It's actually quite nice to do man-at-arms transitions with Slavs at times because you don't have a lot of farms to begin with off man-at-arms, and Slav farmers work faster.
Right.
Indians, you oftentimes see 20 pop scouts, and Tatoh has done that a lot today.
Do you see Tatoh microing this boar back and forth with a single villager?
I didn't see it. Did he just?
No.
Oh,
he was using all of his other. Oh, okay, good. He didn't kill with the TC.
Yeah.
He was using all of his other villagers were harvesting the other boar, and so he literally just kited the boar back and forth to force it to pav like with a single villager for like 30 seconds.
And it's unfortunate because at the last second the boar ran away from the TC.
Outside of the TC.
Yeah, that sucks. Well,
but again, shit like that is what I find so amazing to watch, because you know that while he's doing that, he's not missing a beat with anything else, and I can barely get my, Dark Age build order correct
every time. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
All the small stuff that they do that we might think is simple, it's really not. When these guys try and quick wall, it lets me know what's possible in the game, and then I'll play and I'll say, oh, I'm gonna quick wall, and then I fail and I have 6 houses partially built that I have to delete, and yeah, you're right, it's impressive.
But yeah, so we got MBL on Slavs, which is what Tatoh won with in the Gold Rush game.
Correct.
But the response is Indians this time around.
I think if they wanted to both go scouts, Tatoh will likely go scouts here. I think that Slavs could do so as well with the deer push, because there's quite a few deer to push in.
Yep.
MBL should actually have an eco advantage. Well, a slight eco advantage in terms of bringing in resources faster in feudal once they choose their strategy. Tato's vills are cheaper, so I guess that though he might not farm as fast, he actually doesn't have to invest as much food into what he's doing.
Right.
Late game, I think I like Slavs more. Indians are a bit more one-sided, where they're almost always going camels and skirms, maybe into gunpowder. Slavs, they have the siege, they have cavalier, they can go elite skirm as well. They have halbs, they have champions. They're a bit more of a powerhouse civilization in late game. Once again, Tatoh clicks up first.
There it is, yeah. But they're both relatively even, so we'll see if Tatoh has any intention of forwarding.
Yeah.
And applying that pressure that he has in the past. Still pushing deer, though. Has he even scouted? I don't even think...
No, he hasn't gone for the scouting yet. I can kind of understand it on this map, because once you see that stone area, it's pretty obvious where they're going to be located. He's got to go to the top of the hill.
Right.
So, on this map, I understand. I want to point out the disadvantage for Tatoh in the additional wood lines as well. MBL has this nice little back corner, which he can't wall off because of the stone, but it's at least very safe back there.
Right.
Meanwhile, Tato's is way down there on the right. It's further, and it's behind his TC, and the other ones are even further away. So that is going to suck for Tatoh.
Yeah, I think maybe his best option is when he gets to castle, the one on the north side, he can TC that gold in that wood line.
Yep, this is true. Something he'll have to scout, but you're right. We'll see. There's the barracks, and just waiting on the wood for the stable. It should come any moment now. And then MBL will be right behind him.
Yep, MBL stable goes down immediately. Got it on the other side as well. So yeah, they'll have the same exact timing on their stables.
Okay. So, vulnerable areas for MBL. Berries and wood.
Yes, his berries are very far from his TC, actually. And then he's already sending that one defensive spear over to his wood line. So recognizing that that's a very weak and vulnerable spot. For the side of Tatoh, I mean, his right side wood line is bad.
Yeah, and
his back wood line is bad.
yeah, and his berries are even more exposed. So there's 3-ish areas for Tatoh in the early game he needs to protect because he has 2 different lumber camp locations. It'll be a bit more difficult for Tatoh, but we saw what he did last time with the micro. I think they had equal scout numbers last time, but Tatoh was able to out micro, so he might need to rely on that here.
See, his Tatoh will, I think he saw that. It was close. He'll see the spear and the scout moving forward with this scout here.
Ah, yeah. I think he hasn't noticed that, but we'll see. He has a spear in his wood line. And nice. I like the forward spear strategy when you have a safe base at home because you don't need that immediately at your own base. So it can be a strong move. And plus, it's MBL. He likes his spears. So.
Oh, yeah. He's got 2 spears forward and 3 scouts at the moment. Tatoh with just the scouts forward. He's going to run into 2 spears here, so he's not going to get anything done.
Okay, he thought about microing that on the hill, but then he saw the second spear, and he runs away.
Yeah.
So, it's actually quite good for Tatoh. He scouted that wood line, and he knows it's there. He could have easily gone to the other side and just wasted his time, but, I mean, at the same time, he's losing 1 villager, probably 2 on that wood line. That lumber camp's awkward.
Yeah, bringing those forward spears has been very helpful for MBL so far, because it's giving him an option to fight the other spears.
Yep.
Tatoh's. But yeah, good micro, gets a vill pick, gets away.
And you see that llama there, that probably won't annoy Tatoh too much, but MBL has just removed that from underneath the TC.
That's pretty funny.
Actually, it could be, if Tatoh doesn't realize that, those villagers underneath the TC will be idle. He'll probably build farms with them, but still.
There he goes. Yeah, he's building farms now. Yeah, on the flip side, he still can't do any damage. He's staying by that wood line, but...
So I think that they'll stop creating scouts for the most part. Maybe they'll stop at 5 or 6, and then from there, it will likely be a race to Castle Age again, and just using the military you have to micro. Tatoh has 5 forward, now 6 forward, and soon to be 7 forward at MBL's base. And MBL has, well, 5, some of them weak, going towards Tatoh's base.
And then the 2 spears up at the top.
Yeah. Oh, you see this micro from Tatoh? Is he really microing down 3 spears? Wow.
Wow.
And now MBL, the outpost walls, here we go. You can't wall, so he's going to house, the right side.
There's still a hole on the right side, yeah.
Oh!
Oh, no.
Oh, this is a disaster for MBL. He has the perfect woodline location, but he can't wall it off easily, and he'll lose some vills now. At least I think so.
How many is he going to lose here? Yeah.
Yeah, it will be 1...
Did he only lose 1 vill?
There's a couple weak ones in there. 2, 3. Ah, that's good for Tatoh. He killed 3 vills. Yeah, and MBL, meanwhile, he
that
cannot...
choke point, that was like some 300 shit right there. Those villagers were like, we got this!
Exactly. I mean, it was good for MBL because there were only 2 villagers that could be hit. It bought himself a little bit of time, but Tatoh was able to wiggle his way in there. And yeah, MBL can't do anything with his scouts because there's tons of spears for Tatoh. And Tatoh, I'd say, after that, has pretty nice position.
Very nice position. MBL is slightly further ahead on the race to castle in terms of resources. Just barely, but...
Yeah, Slav farmers will do that for you. He'll probably have quite a big lead, but he doesn't want to go knights in the next stage versus Indians when Indians have the best camels in the game. So it'll probably be a crossbow switch, and now Tatoh, he will be able to see that with his scouts coming in as MBL clicks up.
Yeah, he's forcing that entire wood line back, so some good idle time. And then Tatoh did move to that wood line down on the right side, so he actually didn't go north to the gold wood line.
Yeah, and it's good you bring that up because MBL scouted that other side. He was looking for those vills. I guess he didn't see the north, but he was looking to see, okay, where's Tatoh getting wood? And he just was forced to come back instead of going to and trying to snipe those vills. I think that Tatoh will be just fine. It will be one stable, one archery range. I'm sorry, one stable, two archery range. While we would have. Oh wow! Just now blacksmith for MBL. He'll be one stable, one archery range. So just a few crossbows.
Yeah, well, I mean, all you need is 5, right, to wreak havoc on villagers.
It's possible he rushed to that archery range up because he felt like he would have a good chance at sniping the spears and then using his scouts at Tato's base, but that did not happen. I don't even know if sending this army forward is worth it at the moment. We'll see.
Triple archery range from Tatoh back at home.
Wow, and I think he'll go cav archers. He's not creating any skirms or any crossbows, so he will go cav archers once again. It's worked pretty well for him today.
Yeah. Having that mobility on these open maps with the pressure to raid from and kill vills from range is very strong. He does spot the archers moving forward, so he's going to know that this is coming.
Yep, this is big. He'll delay them a little bit as well. You know, MBL will have Bodcanero with 4 archers. They will be crossbows. I think he can force a tower out of Tatoh. Yeah, Tatoh, the timing just wasn't right for him. He had to make 2 skirmishers because he was scared of the archers. That decision probably isn't the best because the scouts are still here. And he had to build a tower, which slows down the TC times when he wants to build new TCs.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. He doesn't have the stone anymore.
I wonder if he could have waited there. Just ran away from the gold and waited a little bit. I don't know. The cav archers, they lack that one range over the crossbows, and I'm pretty sure MBL would have microed, but bit unfortunate for Tatoh with the timing.
Yeah, let's see. He's calling the move, though, from MBL. Picks all of the scouts.
Yep. Sends in his skirms. These crossbows will just buy MBL a little bit of time. I should point out MBL has a TC up on that wood line that was harassed earlier.
Nice.
So this gives him an opportunity to branch out his economy even further if he wants to. Maybe another TC on the right. But no, forward siege workshop.
I was about to say, I'm trying to figure out what... Okay, so we got a night out from MBL as well, and then the siege workshop. So he's going to look to go pretty aggressive here. I mean, if he can take Tatoh off of this gold...
Yeah.
If he controls that gold, then he's in a very good position.
When someone's trying to use something like cav archers, it takes quite a bit of time. So MBL, luckily he was able to sneak forward to build this. But once it's up, Tatoh still needs to wait till he can do damage. So this is good, especially with Slav's economy and that siege. We saw it from Tatoh in the Gold Rush game versus MBL. So MBL definitely knows how strong the Civ can be.
Yep, we got the cav archers trying to raid on that left side, but they are going to run into this TC. They're going to find that they can't really achieve much.
And at the same time, MBL builds a town center on his gold. There's a few weak areas on the right side where that wood line is, but there's not a ton of areas Tatoh can really hit.
Yep. Arabia. Tato's dropping his own TC on his wood line to the south. So realizing since he's not going to get much done on the opposite side of the map, he needs to match the eco. Yep.
And cav archers maybe getting to that mass where they could find a group of villagers and snipe a bunch of them. We'll see Tatoh has 5 still forward at MBL's base. And oh, now he sees the forward with his other cav archers.
They get the archery range up, though.
I think he'll kill these vills. If MBL doesn't run, I think these vills get microed down. There's one. And, you know, Tatoh wants her. He definitely wants to get her. He's coming in with his other army, so I imagine he will. And I think that MBL just lacking the numbers, man.
Age of Empires 2, followed by Age of Empires 2.
He made
then
that one night.
Age of Empires
he made those crossbows, and now he's trying to make a few skirms, but...
Right, some skirms along with a scorpion and a mangonel.
Yeah, and with a few camels, Tatoh can deal with that just fine. So this is good for Tatoh. Now he can counter.
Right, yeah, there's a solid pack of Cav Archers moving in to raid here on the bottom side. But already, preemptively, MBL has moved all of his villagers away
Yeah.
from the bottom side of the map. Very smart.
Yeah, I mean, he could have lost 10 villagers had he not thought about that, so good move. His economy is a little bit imbalanced, so once again, we're seeing MBL using his market, but Tatoh did the same earlier to purchase the stone for a TC.
Yep, another TC going up on his stone and wood on the north side of Tato's base.
I think Tato's going to be feeling pretty confident at the moment. He has free reign over MBL's economy. He's forced farms to idle, and he knows that MBL will try and add siege, so he can prep for that, and the surprise factor isn't there for MBL.
Yeah, MBL doesn't have even though he's building all of this siege, he's got no way to use it because, as you mentioned, there's those few camels out
Yeah,
from Tatoh, and if he's only building skirms to support those siege units, then they're not going to be able to defend against camels coming in.
yeah, I just don't see a way. I mean, MBL has the eco lead, and I like his civ better in terms of bringing in resources, but he just somehow can't find the resources to add anything more. We'll see, Tatoh needs to be careful now. These are elite skirms. That bird running dangerously close.
And while it does not look great for MBL, like I'm not concerned if I'm in his position.
Yeah,
like
yeah, exactly.
You know, he's not losing anything too much. It's just a matter of he's running out of space, if anything. Like
Yeah.
It's
awkward, but I've seen MBL do this so many times. He'll lose map control, but he can just boom it out, and he's 3 vills ahead at the moment. And now he has quite a few elite skirms. Really, the only thing that can threaten his composition that he's going to use going forward is the camels. He has no answer to that right now.
right. But Tatoh just microing these 2 packs of like 8 to 10 Cav Archers, just being annoying, keeping MBL at home.
Yep. Like you said earlier, using that mobility. He knows that if skirmishers arrive, he can just run.
Yep.
And oh, here he goes. He's found a moment to kill some vills. He's killed 1. It'll be 2 and probably 3. Well played.
Well, you know why this is happening? Because he's also attacking the forward.
Oh, God. And he's killed everything there.
He's getting it all.
Wow, that's huge.
I just think the way his army control, his military control
So
has
good.
been so impressive.
Yeah, so
through
good.
this series.
Yeah, we're almost always looking at what Tato's doing, you know? Even in the
Right,
Gold Rush game, it was, what is Tatoh doing? Yeah, he's very strong.
and that's where I think, like, I consider Tatoh to be one of the most intelligent pro players in his ability to understand the game state.
Yeah,
And
I agree.
and how to play for an advantage within it. Like, MBL, obviously a top tier player, but I find that his strategy is a little bit more one-dimensional and standard, right? So there's some expectation when you're looking at MBL of like, oh, I know what he's going to do. He's going to produce a lot of spears. He's going to play, counter and look to boom.
Yeah,
Tato's like, oh, I'm going to attack you on 3 sides just to buy myself time and space. And then when I catch you not looking, that's when I'm going to hit your forward, or that's when I'm going to take out your siege and your villagers.
yeah, it's about being multi-dimensional because you encounter so many different situations, whether that be maps or civs in this game. And Tatoh is definitely one of those players, though I will say he's going to be kicking himself he didn't stop that TC. MBL was lucky to get that TC up, but still, I agree with you. Tatoh doing a great job at understanding the situation, using the speed, and really just needs to keep the Slav player on the back foot because Slavs, they're a slower civ and imp. Their ideal compositions are like champions, halberdiers, and siege, which is a slow push in one spot. While
Right.
Indians, they can hit from multiple angles, and that's what Tato's been able to do.
Yeah, just at the moment, it just kind of seems like MBL's lost. Like in terms of like he doesn't know what he needs to do next. He's losing his siege workshop and his forward archery range. He doesn't quite have. I mean, he's keeping the pressure off of his main base, and as you mentioned, luckily he gets that TC up at the front so that he can actually get another wood line because he was about to run out of all of his wood as well.
Yeah,
But
I wonder.
I just don't know.
I wonder if MBL, because of this awkward position he's in, ends up making more military than he would have ideally liked to make. I see him getting squires now, and he's researched pikemen, so I think he might go with a lot of pikemen and skirms and try and push up the gut here. if that push doesn't work, that's a lot of food and wood invested into this attack, and Tatoh could hit the Imperial Age much faster if he chooses to stop creating military. And at the moment, he's adding more stables, and he's not stopping.
Forward Siege Workshop from Tatoh. He's bringing all of his units forward.
Yeah, this is an awesome game, I have to say.
It's a very cool game. It's one of those situations where we're in a trash battle versus, so it's about the micro of the gold units against the trash units.
Yeah, Tatoh running, he just saw that army, so it took him a couple moments to realize what was going on there, and I think he saw a few pikemen before, but he definitely did not expect to see this many. He didn't see the new barracks from MBL at all. So I think the trash units are just slower, so Tatoh should still just try and keep MBL at home. He doesn't even need to fight that trash. Maybe make a few scorpions, which he is doing to kill those units when they get in close.
See, MBL's relocating a ton of his villagers from his left wood line. Where's he sending them?
Relocating.
Straggler lumber camp on the north side of his base. But
MBL?
Scorpions out for Tatoh. Yeah, MBL moved all. It's not important. Don't worry.
Okay, never mind.
He was moving 15 villagers, and I was wondering where they were going.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, all is good. Well, I'd probably be running away too if there were so many cav archers and camels. So I understand. I mean, Tatoh. He's moving all the time, man. All the time, and he's gonna push in Castle Age versus a guy who is stronger siege. So, Scorpions. Battering rams?
Well, choosing the engagement here. Let's see what happens.
Ooh, this... I think that this engagement went better for MBL.
I do
at least
too.
at the start.
Fighting uphill against his counters.
Yeah.
He's going to lose that one battering ram on the archery range. He didn't achieve much with this push at all.
He really just needed more scorpions, I feel. If he had 5 or 6 scorpions, that would have done so well. He wouldn't need to really engage with the camels and with the cav archers.
But go ahead and look to the north.
Oh! MBL realizes he's like, oh shit.
He's building his own castle right next to him.
Oh man, if that doesn't tell you how much they focus on positions, I don't know what will. They're both placing a castle to protect that wood or to kill that wood
Does
line.
MBL even realize this?
Yeah, I think he does. I don't know. I thought I saw him move those villagers around. Tatoh, he obviously realizes. He's losing a Maganel and a few vills next to the siege workshops now.
Oh man. Yeah, I mean now Tatoh doesn't care about those 2 siege workshops on the right side. He's building a new one next to his castle, and he's going to keep MBL off of this forward gold down here. Yeah,
I got to give a lot of credit to Tatoh because, as I said earlier, the late game composition for Slavs can be so tough to deal with. Indians are one-dimensional, but Tatoh, he has the advantage and he's not taking his foot off the gas. He's making 3 more archery ranges forward behind his castle, and a petard, which I assume was a misclick, but still, it's something different.
I like it. Yeah, no, I think Tatoh just understands how to play in messy maps, right?
Yeah.
Again, without being able to wall, he's just continuing to hit from all sides, and when the attention isn't there from MBL, that's when we see those big. Okay, the castle goes up on top of the hill for MBL.
Okay, and Tatoh has clicked up to Imp, so I thought he was going to invest more in Castle Age. No, he's clicked up to Imp. He sees the castle and he runs as Tatoh arrives at his base MBL arrives at his base and doesn't accomplish very much.
MBL just sold 1,000 stone.
1,000 stone. Assuming that's not a bug, that's a lot of stone to sell. And I think it's because he can't safely collect that gold where that castle went up. He needed that.
Right. Yeah, and he wanted to get to Imp, so on his way to Imp, a little slower than Tatoh. Again, Tato's going to have the advantage when it comes to Trebs, if that's the direction he wants to go, although he has the battering rams as well.
It was no misclick. He sent one on the castle. Gotcha. So he maybe made a few petards on that castle. Thank you, chat.
All right, MBL with the counterattack. Skirm's spear, or Skirm's pike's counter, but...
Yeah, this army's going to die. There's just a few pikemen, and the camels will clean up the rest. This is not looking good for MBL in game number 6 of T90 series.
No, not in the least. And at this point, it's just, you can see how much control Tatoh has, because he's got just regular mining camps out on the, in the lumber
you're
camps
right.
to the south. Like he's
Finally
not
there for the
bothering to
24
defend
hours after
these
my 10
eco
hours
points
pen and
because he's
paper
got so
session,
much
let's go.
pressure. He knows that MBL won't get there.
Yeah, he's not worried about it at all. And there's the Imperial Age. Will MBL continue? I think he will. But Tatoh will soon have he has the stone now to build a second castle and start a Treb war and try and push up this hill.
Yeah, the first Trebs are coming out already. So as long as he's got some military there to defend him, yep, he's bringing the skirms forward.
Hey daddy, I love you.
Guys, if you look at the scouting of Tatoh as he arrives in the southern corner, oh, he's going to build a castle there. He knows. I just have to keep him from coming off of this hill. So he's going to attack that TC and build a new castle there. MBL's in big, big trouble.
He's just going to be starved of resources soon. He doesn't even have a wood line to take. Look,
Yeah.
the entire left side wood line is gone. Almost all of the stragglers in his base are gone. That's what that TC in the bottom was for.
Yep. And he's just now building a TC, but it's very close to Tatoh on that right-hand side as the other one goes down. So I agree. 200 population for Tatoh and looking very, very good for him here.
Yep, Trebs have started knocking down this castle.
Yep, and I like the skirm addition. The skirms will match the skirms of MBL and also counter the halbs that MBL is now investing into. Very good choice. Is there a way back here, potentially? Like, if MBL has a chance, I guess he needs one big fight in one area that has wood.
Yeah, exactly. I think the way he's got to have to somehow win this Treb war, which I don't see him winning because he's got no stone. Well, he's got some stone. He just bought it. But, like, he's not going to keep this castle up. Yeah. He's behind in the Treb. So unless he somehow got snipes on those Trebs and was able to re-control this gold in front of his base and the wood line that he previously had TC'd, I don't see how he gets back into this.
Yeah, we've seen in a lot of games Tatoh attacking two different areas. And in previous games, it's been close, and there's like one person would have control of one side and one person the other. Here, Tatoh has full control of both sides. And,
the entire map, exactly.
Yeah, pretty much the entire map and all the resources as well. MBL is just buying everything. That's normally a sign that he's at the limit.
The castle's still up, but even the Ville's coming over to repair the trebuchets for Tatoh. So he's just making sure if these trebuchets don't go down, I think Tatoh knows he wins the game.
Yeah, I think what will happen here, the castle will eventually drop. MBL will just call the GG right then.
Yep.
He's out of stone.
He just threw his halbs down.
He might sell some of this wood and buy more stone again or something. Yeah, which is what he's done. There we go. Repair, repair, repair. But this is a desperation move, and he knows now that it's just a matter of time.
Yep, there's raiding happening on the bottom side now with the cav archers because he moved all
God. Oh, look at that trail of bodies. Are those?
Yep.
I'm unsure. Were those pikemen? Maybe those were Vills of Tatoh or
I think it's some halves. There you go. The GG's called.
Yeah, but it's like a trail of tears there.
Wow, it's another very impressive game out of Tatoh from start to finish with control over the entire map.
Yeah, he's really turned it on here. It could have possibly stemmed from when he got into MBL's woodline, because right from that moment on, he had control. When he killed those 3 Vills, his movement with his scouts was just so good.
Right, because he had to micro against those 3 spears first. Remember that?
Yeah, you're right.
He chose to take that engagement into 3 spears, but he used the hill advantage and he microed well to kill the spears. And then, unfortunately, MBL didn't get that last house up to wall in the villagers, so he lost a few, and that gave him a lot of control.
Yeah, well, here you go, guys. 217 kills for Tatoh. The eco difference huge when it comes to wood and gold, which is what Tatoh was starving MBL of. And then everything else really not too important in the end. MBL tried, but he just could not get his resources back.
Nope.
All right, so one more game. Tatoh has technically won it if it's a best of 7, but it's all 7 games. That way there's no spoilers for YouTube or anything. And House